Good morning and welcome to Naturally Kim's Knitting. I'm Kim and I'm the hostess of this podcast. This is just a podcast about knitting and spinning and dyeing of yarn and other crafty things as they come up. This is filmed right outside of Lima, Ohio, where that is my home, and I live here with my hubby Randy, my puppy dog Ginger Snap, and my kitty cat Purdy Cassandra. And every once in a while you will hear me talk about my handsome son and my darling daughter and her California family. Anyways, today is July 12th and this is episode 74. And I've decided that this summer is the summer of recovery. This is what I kind of alluded to last week in the podcast. With my arthritis, my thumb was very much affected, and it was hurting me to even knit. And seeing as how much time the only thing that wasn't hurting was spinning yarn, because I realized I very seldom use my right thumb for spinning yarn. But I do for knitting. I do for dyeing yarn. I do for living in general, because I'm a right-handed person. So they went in and they did some body work on my thumb, and right now it's a pretty purple. And it's supposed to be in a position where it can't move for a little while, and they said it could take up to a year to get your full recovery back, but you know, I like to knit. Knitting's a good, now I can't think of the word. It's a good way to help your fingers stay nimble and everything. Anyways, physical therapy. I had a physical therapist that told me that. Anyway, so yeah, you're going to see this. I go in to see that doctor a week from tomorrow. But I imagine all they'll do is change the dressing at that point, since I'm not supposed to move it for a little while. I have taught myself how to knit holding my knitting needles and my tension with just these fingers. And my left hand, of course. And using my Portuguese knitting pin. So anyways, you know, when you're a knitter and you knit for your own sanity, you do what you can, even if the doctors don't really say one way or the other. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and start hopping into the knitting stuff. So, right here, is a picture of my 10-stitch zigzag annual temperature afghan. And you're going to notice there is mainly purple and green, because in the last week we've had 70 and 80 degree temperatures. So I'm not going to complain. Thank goodness I like those colors. So I'm in a portion of my afghan where I look and see what the high temperature was the day before, and that tells me whether I'm in blue or green, or purple or green. So anyways, the 10-stitch zigzag is by Frankie Brown, and the yarn that I'm using is KnitPicks Wool of the Andy Sports yarn. And the graph where I get my temperatures from and everything is weathergan.com. I update it every day so I can get what I do is I leave a tab open and I just hit refresh, and it updates my temperature for the previous day and for this day. So anyways, that's my 10-stitch zigzag. Now, I didn't put something on my shoe notes. I need to do it. I have not worked on my daughter's afghan this week because working on one afghan is challenge enough. So seeing as how I need to keep mine up to date as I go along, and hers is from 1983-84, I figured I can put hers on the back burner for a little while. So that's what I've been doing. But I have picked up something else, which I didn't put in my show notes. I'm going to try to remember. This is some of my homespun yarn. Let me show you the ball of it. It doesn't have, oh well, it's kind of a messed up ball. Anyways, these are the colors in it. There we go. These are the colors. Oh, I'm going to have to pause. Sorry. Sorry about that. I heard the garbage man coming down the road, and I knew that that would set my puppy off of barking. So, you know, she's the Jack Russell Terrier pops out of her whenever it's time to tell me that somebody's here. And so telling her to be quiet doesn't work unless I'm in a position to hold her and say, I need you to be quiet, and all this. Anyways, so I've decided to take this homespun this time, and I'm making it into a cowl. So it's a very simple knitting, purling pattern, and I'm just going to make it, I believe I should have enough. I have 3 balls of this yarn to make a nice sized cowl. And I haven't decided whether it's going to stay with me or if I'm going to give it away. Because I have so many other homespuns. You know how it is when you buy yarn or roving, you buy it for colors that you like. And I love the feel of this wool, and I love the way it's spun up. It's just, I haven't decided. And I can always use more cowls, but so could people that, you know, need them to stay warm. I wear them for decoration more than anything. So anyway, so there's my homespun cowl. Now, another thing I have not worked on this week because I am not convinced I can do cables without my right thumb. But I will show you, you know, the same thing I showed you last week. This is my my little Tobias's, sorry, I can't find the front of it, Twisted Trails. I still love it. And if I can get my confidence up where I work on it again, I didn't think I could do socks. I discovered yesterday that yes, I can. I'm just slow and my gauge is wrong. I don't want to make my gauge wrong on this and make the top part bigger than the bottom part. So I can't decide. We'll see where I am last week or next week if I worked on it or not. So that's my Twisted Trails by Lisa K. Ross. It is a pattern you pay for, but she does such good work. And I made it out of NapiersKnits yarns. So like I said, that's Tobias's little sweater. And I'll try to put a picture of it. Yeah, probably right here. So that's Twisted Trails, and that's a picture of the pattern picture. Now, my Gale Arts socks, and the reason I worked on these is because these are for me. So if my gauge is off, it's not going to affect somebody else, and I can tell right now my gauge is off. But that's okay. It's for me. These are the socks that are made from the Hello Spring sock blank. I'm sorry. I do this every week, don't I? But my dear friends, you know how my tongue is and my mind is. I kind of... And it's got a nice little... What it is, it's a knit one. Then you knit in the... Wait a minute. Knit one. That's for your edge. Then in the next stitch, you're going to knit one. But leave that on the needle because you're going to purl into that in the next stitch. And it just gives it a nice little, you can't really see it there, but it's a nice little pattern. And I thought, you know, that'll be attractive with this sock. And yeah, I didn't get much done on this yesterday. Let's see how much more I have to go before I'm halfway. Oh, down to there. So I'm going to have to start thinking about the heel before long. The heel is intimidating me because I'm not for sure that I can, you know, how I'm going to be on a heel. But we will see. We will see. Like I keep saying, it's for me, so if it's goofed up, no problem. Then, since my friend Cece has designed a new pattern, and it's a super secret test pattern, of course, because it's for Cece. I will tell you it's a shawl, and I will show you the yarns that I'm putting together. This, you can't really see all the colors through it, but this, and trying not to use my thumb, is, oh, I didn't put, the colorway down. I'm going to have to find that. These are both KnitPicks yarns. These are both Chroma twist fingering. I just said what this one was yesterday when I texted her, and I cannot remember what it is. I know the other yarn I'm putting with it, it's Pegasus. So this is supposed to represent water, ground, and this is supposed to represent the sky. And I know you don't often see those bright colors in the sky, but I like them. So, ta-da! And I cannot show you the pattern. So you might get tired of seeing the yarns, but I'm going to keep working on that because it's for Cece. It's a shawl. And speaking of shawls, have you noticed? This is my Amulet shawl by Helen Stewart. I finished it night before last. It hasn't been blocked yet, but it is my shawl. You can kind of see. Well, let me see if I can stretch it out. You're going to see my lovely, lovely tank top now. I'm going to make sure it gets the right side. So, it's just a nice size shawl. I didn't do the largest one. I could have. I had enough yarn. I wouldn't have had enough beads. But I did have enough yarn of this color. But that's okay. I wasn't really looking for a large shawl. I like to have something I can wrap around my neck. And I must say, this is a challenge when you have one hand. Oh, goodness. Anyway, so that's my Helen Stewart Amulet shawl. I need to put that on her website, and then I need to let Woolbothy know about it, because this is their yarn, and I want them to see how. Sorry, my camera is always reverse of what I'm doing, and so it may look like something is off on this side, but it's really this side. So, anyways, there. Yay, I finished my Amulet shawl. And I was able to do it, even the beads, with, you know, limited mobility, because I was determined. I worked solely on this from, well, Thursday I couldn't do anything. Probably Friday morning. I finished this Sunday night through Sunday. And I was able to finish it because of that. I didn't want to pick up anything else. And Thursday I had no use of my arm. They put it totally out. Which was funny when you went to stand up and walk around. Okay. Now to go on to the I am so happy section. Well, what am I happy about? Number one, this procedure went well. I've been so blessed. God has always guided me into the hands of good surgeons, so far. Well, I know that if I go to somebody else, it's not God's will, it's, you know, it would be my own, which I'm changing family doctors. Anyways, that's not neither here nor there. So I'm very happy that the procedure went well on my hand. I'm assuming it has. I haven't heard otherwise. It was very quick. My husband said I was out within an hour. I said, well, that's not bad. I don't mind that. And then I came home that night. Sorry, this is just some almond tea mixed with some decaf. So anyway, so I'm so happy about that. Then, you know, me and my tea. Well, last year I tried Republic of Tea's iced tea bags. Never tried them before. I always make my iced tea from others. Well, I loved them, and I loved their flavors. So, middle of summer, I know, but it's always good for iced tea. I opened a box that contained black currant rosemary iced tea from the Republic of Tea. This prepares 8 1-quart pitchers. I got watermelon mint, Republic of Tea. These are all Republic of Tea. natural hibiscus. This is the one I'm not sure about because it's just natural hibiscus. We shall see. This one I know I love. Pineapple, orange, guava. And then you can tell I love this flavor because I skipped the little tin and I went right to the big bag. Iced tea, hibiscus sangria. This, oh, so good. I love this tea. I love this tea. Anyways, and it tells you how to make it and everything. It's very easy to make. And Republic of Tea is one of two places where I get my teas from. Sorry, I'm tossing these over to my chair, which is over beside me. One more. There we go. Okay. Then, I have been having so much fun on my spinning wheel. I'm working on something now that is all merino, whatever. But, oh, it's so soft and so delicious. But last week, I got out for my wheel. I call it Ireland. Because the colors are green and orange. And I'm probably going to make something to give this away in like a scarf or a hat or something. But I love, love, love the colors. Okay, that's just not going to focus. There we go. That's kind of good. So there's patches in there where it's all green. Other patches where it's all orange, and then somewhere you have them mixed together. Oh, so pretty. If I do say so myself, I love that one. And then last week, I saw a posting for the Tour de Fleece. And I don't take part in it because I'm not that good of a spinner. Goodness, sorry about this. Awful frog. But Porpoise fur had this interesting fiber, which I've worked with blue-faced Leicester before. This is called Humbug blue-faced Leicester, and the colorway is Blue Morpho. Isn't that, I'm just thinking that's going to spin up so gorgeous. And let's see, it's 4 ounces, 113 grams. So as I'm spinning that, that probably won't be for a little while yet, because right now, like I said, I'm working on my the merino. It's mainly white and orangish. Oh, it's pretty. Reminds me of a dreamsicle. Anybody from the United States might know what those are. But I've never liked them growing up, but they're like orange popsicles with white the white inside. I don't even know what the white inside was. That's what I didn't like. Then last week I expressed how much I love little cookbooks. In fact, we made, I don't know the name of it. It was an apple and cheddar pie. And one crust, you just put the top crust over it. My husband and I made it. I've taught him how to be a pretty good baker. And then we made a white soup with carrots in it, and carrots, potatoes, I know I had chicken broth, onions, celery. Anyways, so yummy. So, anyways, after I talked with you guys last week, I got onto Paperback Swap, or I might have done it the day before, I don't remember, just to see if I could find any of my little cookbooks there. And wouldn't you know, I found one. There's probably more, but I didn't have enough money. Favorite pudding recipes. For those of you in the United States, pudding is generally a dessert of some kind. Like this one has gooseberry pudding. Oh, that would be nice. Oh no, I'm sorry. Glastonbury pudding, pumpkin pie, Prince Albert's pudding. Sorry, they had a treacle tart in here. Plum and apple dumpling. Christmas pudding. I can try to make it from scratch this year. I've got to see. Check. Apple and oat Betty. Anyways, lots of fun recipes in there. Then I found favorite easy to make recipes, which I never have had issues other than not being able to find some of the ingredients over here. But this has an easy to make, easy mix fruitcake, marshmallow crunchies, corned beef and baked bean hash, lots and lots of things. So That's easy to make. And then I've got one that I'm going to take to California with me because it's favorite children's baking recipes. So as long as I have use of my right thumb when I go out to California, I'm going to take that with me. And because my granddaughter does like helping in the kitchen. And I mean, it has no baked Rice Krispie cakes in it, which are always fun to make. Cupcakes. I'm not reading all of them, of course. Hot cross buns. Okay. Triple chocolate cookies. Oh, I don't know if I'll make those with her. Might ask for problems. Banana flapjacks. Anyways, fun recipes. I'm going to see if I can find some more of these on paperback swap, and then I'll just be so happy. Okay, as usual, I've been watching Critical Role. I always have to give them a shout out because they do such a good job. But then I've read some books. I read, I think it was Wordwriter Ephesians earlier this year. Really good. But then I went ahead and reviewed Wordwriter Philippians. It's just a little Bible study. I did it by myself. You could do it by yourself. You could do it in a little group. It's really, it studies the book of Philippians. I skipped a book, sorry. God-Shaped Hole. I want to bring that book review up because sometimes I review books and then I get them confused and I don't want to do that. So let me see. God-Shaped Hole. I know that I loved it. All of these books this week, I don't know how it happened, but all of them were from Harvest House Publishing. So, you know. That's right. This one was it was the 15th anniversary reissue of this book. So it had come out before, 15 years ago, and I wish I would have read it then. But it involves two people who are looking to escape, and they're able to find it through each other's insecurities and each other's gifts. So it's a really, really good book. I thought it was excellent. Let's see. I don't think I put down where you can. All of these you can get from. I think I have the link still on my book review. All of these you can get at Amazon. Let's see. Then I read Raging Storm, which is a Harvest House fiction book also. It was really good. It's a second book in a series. It was good, but it was one of those books where if you didn't read the first one, it took me a little while to get into it. It's post-apocalyptic. A solar flare has wiped out everything, and this is, like I said, this is the second book. I am ready to read the third book. It's probably out, and I haven't, really looked for it yet. But it's a good book. It's by Harvest House. Any of my reviews, just go to that book review in my Blogger or my WordPress show notes, and there's under where book review is, just click book review and it will take you to that review. If you're interested in buying it, I will try to get Amazon stopped my associate's account, but I'm trying to get it set up again. I'll at least put the link to the book. Okay, so my third book review was The Power of a Praying Grandparent. And as a grandparent, and any of you who might be grandparents, praying for your grandchildren just makes sense. Well, this goes beyond just your standard, please lay a protecting arm across them, and it's more than that. And just as a child's needs can change over time, so can their prayer needs. And this shows you different ones that you can use at different times. And I just thought it was really, really, really good. But, I do like that kind of thing. I like Christian books. Like I said, it's from Harvest House, but you can get it on Amazon. And let's see. I guess I covered them all. Okay, I was thinking there was a fourth one. Now for the last little bit of business. We're halfway through July. So that means we only have a couple weeks left for our crafting from a pattern book or crafting with beads. Ta-da! Crafting with beads. I loved it last night. I showed this to my husband. He goes, "Oh, that really reflects the light." I said, well, hey. Anyways, so I have this done. I could have entered this if I wanted to, but since I'm hosting it, that's not right. So anyways, all you have to do, pattern, whatever you're making, cannot have been done before June 1st, or started before June 1st, has to be done by July 31st. It can be any kind of craftiness, as long as it's either from a book, the pattern's from a book, or you're working with beads. Okay, yes, you can poly dip in as many other craft-alongs as you want to, as long as it fits the other craft-along rules. Sorry. Prizes. 1 skein of my NapiersKnits hand-dyed yarn. And then, if I have more than 10 entries, and each person can't enter more than once. If you get more than one thing done, go ahead and enter it. If I have more than 10 entries, I will go into my prize bin, and I will get a second thing to show, or to give. Let's see, when you've completed an item, start a post in Ravelry under that thread, and with a photo and the pattern name. Okay, you have to be a member of Naturally Kim's Knitting in order to take part with this craft along. Let's see, the threads will be locked on the morning of August 1st, and the winner will be drawn that day, but will be announced on the following podcast. I don't even know what day of the week the first is. Bring up my little handy dandy calendar. Oh, okay, so the first is Tuesday, so I will announce it on that Wednesday. Okay, let's see. And for all of my craft along giveaways, whatever, the winners have 2 weeks from the day I announce it to claim their prizes. If they don't claim it, it gets put back in the prize bin until the next time. I'm sorry, my glasses are really glaring today. I'm sorry about that. Okay, then the other craft along we have going on is the annual temperature afghan. As you saw in the beginning, mine is coming right along. The rules are basically the same, except you have to January 5th of next year. You couldn't start it before January 1st of this year. Any kind of craft, as long as it reflects daily temperature changes. Let's see, I already said that. Everything else is pretty much the same. It will be locked on the morning of January 6th. And then the winners will be drawn after that. Okay, for full rules, go to either my Blogger or my Wordpress. You can see the rules in Ravelry too. I'm probably not going to put as many links in Ravelry. It's just really time consuming, and I don't know how many of you, if you guys still want the links in Ravelry, let me know, and then I will. Okay, but if you go to my Blogger or my Wordpress, Naturally Kim's Knitting on either, you'll be able to get all the links on there and all the rules and all that. Rules will still be on Ravelry. It's just it's time consuming to do all this editing in the different places and make sure it gets on Facebook and all these things. So anyway, sorry, that's my own little administrative thingy. But I'll put them wherever it is you guys happen to see them. I can't put links on YouTube because I've not discovered how to do it. I could put my show notes, but I can't put the links. So, sorry about that. If you know how, if you have a podcast and you know how, let me know, because I can't figure it out. Okay. I always put at the beginning where I can be found, but I'll probably put it here too. So you can find me as NapiersKnits on Ravelry, and that is my Etsy store's name, NapiersKnits, all one word. Okay. NapiersKnits on Ravelry is my own private one. Then Naturally Kim's Knitting is our podcast group's name on Ravelry, and that's also my YouTube, my Blogger, my Facebook, my WordPress name. So you can find me on all of those as Naturally Kim's Knitting. And then the one different one, I haven't learned how to change my account name on Instagram, is knittin _ Kim for Instagram. So I think that's about it, people. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of the week. I've got to do it with my left hand. I love you guys. Big, big, big hugs. And I hope that if you have any mistakes in your work this next week, that they're ones that are easy to fix. Okay, I hope you guys have a great one. Bye-bye.